It's just not fair to the athletes, the female athletes, to be able to compete with trans athletes. It's not fair.
That's not fair. Because that sounds like common sense to me. Like, we've all seen Joanna Man. We've seen Grandmama.
Well, not only that, Joanna Man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we've seen that.
Well, not only that.
That person was probably out there averaging 30 and 20 against them women, man.
Remember that swimmer that he was a man, and then he transitioned to a woman, and when he was swimming as a man, he was like number 80th.
Yes.
And then when he transitioned to a woman,
he was like number one or something. That's what my point. Whoever they were playing against, I got to see the stats. If this person is averaging 55 points,
50, 40,
17 rebounds, 22 blocks, I'm not playing against him either. That's not fair.
So the coach said, we withdrew from the tournament because we believe playing against an opponent with a biological male jeopardized the fairness of the game and the safety of our players. No joke. But if you look at this, is not everybody agrees with Charlamagne tha God, and I totally agree with them. But Alex Morgan, for example, came out, and Becky Sauerbraten of the women's national team, they came out and said, we don't want to play in a state that doesn't allow trans athletes to participate against whatever sex they're transitioning to. So there's a pushback among some people in the very woke women's national team.
Yeah, it's all about fairness. And some of these coaches, their livelihood is on the line. If they don't win, they could risk being fired. And you're playing a team that has biologically more powerful individuals. So I understand their argument. The Vermont Principals Association, however, ruled that Mid-Vermont Christian School had violated policies and is ineligible to participate in future tournaments.
They got banned.
Yeah, and also think about scholarships for some of these women that wanted to play.
Right. Speaking of bans, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders yesterday signed a law that restricts school bathrooms to the gender you were born with, not the gender that you identify with later in life, but whatever you were born with. So it will prohibit trans people from using bathrooms that matches their gender identity. It takes effect this summer and applies to multi-person restrooms and locker rooms pre-K through the 12th grade. And they will become the fourth state where they've got something like this, also in Alabama, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
Yeah, see more of that coming. Remember, North Carolina's governor came out and said something similar to that, and they basically ousted him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The spokesperson, well, I don't know if we have time. Do we have time to read it? The spokesperson for Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, I don't have it in front of me. It was on the prompter.
Here it is.
The governor has said that she will sign laws that focus on protecting and educating our kids, not indoctrinating them, and believes our schools are no place for the radical left's woke agenda. Arkansas isn't going to rewrite the rules of biology just to please a handful of far left advocates.
Right. And it's just not fair to the athletes, the female athletes, to be able to compete with trans athletes. It's not fair.